Kevin?
My video is starting.
Okay, welcome everybody to the meeting, and we'll go around and introduce ourselves. Start with you, Sam.
I'm Sam Carlson, County Commissioner.
Joe Dellwo, County Commissioner.
Dick Snellman, County Commissioner.
Melanie Martinson, Choteau, Campa.
Okay, we have minutes from October 6th.
Move that we accept them.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have minutes from October 12th.
Move that we accept those also.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Am I going too fast, Sam?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay. All right, we have a road encroachment permit request from Three Rivers Telephone. And it's on Rainbow Avenue in Power, and they're gonna drill under the road so there won't be any road disturbance. And it's going to Ryan Fifley, and he is in the process of trying to open up a distillery east of Rainbow Avenue.
I move that we accept that encroachment.
I would second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Did Alan sign off on that one?
He did not, but I will get him to, but I mean, there's gonna be no disturbance to the road bed, so.
Might look.
Okay, that brings us to our policy update, and what brought this about, we had contact from Mako, and they do our insurance, and there's been some changes in the law since we last updated our policy. And we usually have a process when we update our policy. The policy committee meets and we go through the process, but I talked to the county attorney, and based on his opinion that we're just literally changing the legal requirements that the policies need. So he thought that we could just do that through a resolution. So it's resolution 22-36, and it's short, so I'll read it. Whereas the Board of County Commissioners desires to establish uniform policies and procedures for personnel administration, whereas mandatory updates need to be included in the personnel policy adopted on August 20th, 2020, and therefore be it resolved these personnel policies and an addenda with the mandatory updates be adopted by this resolution 22-36 as of October 20th, 2022. So it's pretty short and sweet.
Joe, does that say that you last updated the policy in 2020?
Yes, yeah. And since we've had the pandemic, there have been a few changes necessary. So
I'd move to accept the resolution.
Second.
okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. So that brings us to the budget amendment and transfer resolutions, and this was with the Health Department. And it's an amendment on the FEP fund, and what brought this about was they changed the criteria on the payroll requirements for the grant, so we have to change the budget to reflect that. So we have resolution 22-34. And that is to amend the Health Department budget on the FEP grant.
I'd move to approve resolution 2234.
I would second that.
Any further discussion?
Is this a dollars and cents sort of thing, Joe? Is it changing an appropriation, or is it just...
It's not changing the total amount, it's changing the line items, and the change is $63,176, but it's just moving the line items around so they reflect what the grant requirements are. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, resolution 22-35 is the transfer of the funds between the line items. And it's the same dollar amount at $63,176.
I'd move to approve the transfer.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That brings us to, and Mel, I can get you copies of these if you want them. That brings us to the Teton Steam and Gas Association lease renewal. And 2 years ago, our Mako insurance company wanted us to go through every building with one of their insurance people, and in the process of doing that, we reviewed our leases, and lease for the Antique Gas and Steam Association had expired in 2002. So we thought we should update that. So I had Joe rewrite the lease, and Dan has already signed it, and it's gonna be for 10 years, so it will expire in 2032. And the main thing is that the association is required to carry liability insurance. So the county won't have to do that, and it will be insured.
In what part of the Tasca grounds is this land, is this county land?
Okay, right on the west end of the land that they use is the weed building, the old weed building.
Okay.
So that building is included, and it's just there's a survey here, but it's just a little ground from there to the east. But the main part, the big concern for the insurance company was the building.
Building.
Yeah. So do I have a motion on that?
I'd move to accept the lease for Teton Steam and Gas Association.
I would second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
Do they pay an annual amount?
No, the original lease was for $1 for the term of the lease, and, I mean, the county's been okay with that for 30-some years, so we're just, basically, the big thing that we wanted was that they're required to cover with their own liability coverage. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So that brings us to commission reports.
I don't have anything.
Do you have anything, Dick?
This might be for Alan, but maybe he can update us on all the progress that's been made with the gravel crushed and what your crew is.
Well, right now we're hauling a little gravel, fixing stuff on the Blackleaf. We've reconditioned 10th lane for 2 miles of 5th lane. I have Tony kind of doing the same thing on Young's Road right now. Grading was kind of skeptical this summer because we just never had any moisture. We got 60,000 ton of gravel to move over at Dutton, most of it towards the east end of the county. I picked out some areas I want to do first. Lots of roads to do, but we are limited on the amount of gravel. So we're just gonna do the worst spots first, and then we'll go from there as we need it.
And I guess I would reiterate, people that in that area that I've talked to are very pleased with what's been done, and they all wish there was
More.
but they understand it's a lot of roads,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
But kudos to the road department, and
We're doing what we can.
Yep.
Kind of sort of gearing up for winter. We get some snow this weekend. It don't sound like it's gonna be much, but we need the
A
moisture.
little bit will help.
Yeah, every little bit helps, not just for the roads, the ranchers and the guys, the people that support us,
yeah,
the farmers and the ranchers. That's the people that make us go. So,
Yep. Okay, any further commission reports? Public comment? None?
Hmm.
Okay, the next meeting is October 27th. And we'll have the tax abatement on there for action, and we're also hoping to receive bids for the weed truck that's been advertised in the Acantha. So with that, I will adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, anytime.
believe it or not.